Thank you for being here for another episode. This is Small Biz Spotlight 210, and I'm Lydia Rodriguez. So today I have another fantastic episode for all of you, and this one is going to be a little bit different because the small business that I'm interviewing today, Bonnie, is actually having an opportunity for any of you who are interested in starting your own small business. So if you have a seat, grab your coffee, pen, paper, any of that to get you comfy so you can take notes, and maybe this small business will be the business for you. Okay, so please stay to the end of this video because I will be giving some information, important information to all of y'all, especially about the next episode that we'll have. And today we are again at WUSA headquarters at the urban office building. So let's go ahead and start the introductions. Today we have Bonnie. Bonnie, give them your whole name, family, everything.
Well, hi, my name is Bonnie Harris. I am what they call an entrepreneur, which means I have multiple businesses that I do, multiple small businesses that I do. Just a little bit about me. I am, a mom of two. I am a grandmother of 3 beautiful children. I am originally from Memphis, Tennessee, and I've been in San Antonio. It'll be 20 years in July.
Wow. Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah. Yep, home of
So-
Elvis. Yes.
So why Texas? Why San Antonio?
It's odd. My sister's husband, he retired from the Army. And out of the 4 children, I was the only one who hadn't left home. I have an older, and my older sister Betty lives in Michigan. My brother, he lived in Michigan until he passed away. And my sister, who married a person in the military, of course, she's been all over the world. And me, I just, I hadn't left home. So I wanted to, I had my daughter, my 9-year-old daughter at the time. She was just growing up without any, blood family around. And I wanted her, to have that experience. And after working in government for 12 years, I was ready for a change. So after I got my bachelor's degree, I picked up and I moved here to San Antonio, Texas.
Well, San Antonio is grateful to have you.
I am grateful for San Antonio.
Yeah, I'm glad you came down this way.
Yeah, thank
Yes. So, okay, when I saw your stuff, I have never been more impressed. Okay, y'all are gonna be impressed because this small business of yours, it's something that literally holds somebody wanting to start a small business, holds their hand throughout the whole, from beginning to, to the end. You're there for them, and I really like that because starting a small business is scary already.
It is.
It's scary. It's a leap of faith. Yeah, because you can have the concept and everything, but actually starting the business, it's something really difficult. And what you have here, it actually, from A to Z. And let me tell you, were you always as helpful?
Something, I think it's in my DNA. I certainly didn't ask for it, but I look at it like this. I mean, we are all here, on this planet, and we all have a purpose. And one of our main purposes is to help someone. I love this saying that says, a candle doesn't lose its light by lighting another candle. And
I love that.
I read that somewhere, and that has always sat with me. And then if we're, going on a deeper and I would say ancestral thing, when you're going up, when you're leveling up, really it is your responsibility to reach back and pull up the next person. I think the term now is called gatekeeping, and a lot of that, has gone on, with the 1% and 2%ers. and then there's the rest of us that's, funding their lifestyle, but they're holding the secret. So what I believe is there is more than enough to go around, and everybody doesn't want the same thing. So, what does it benefit me outside of monetary? What does it benefit me to, to hold on to stuff? No, I'm going to reach back, and I'm going to bring somebody else with me. So that's my philosophy.
Yes, I love that. And here in San Antonio, I've been really lucky that the people that I've interviewed for this channel have had that mindset, especially Women Unlimited small business owners. They're really great, and that's something. If you're gonna start your business, it's hard. It is hard. It's difficult, but with these group of women, and now with Men Unlimited, we help each other out. We lift each other up. We support each other, and if y'all are looking for something like that, WUSA, Women Unlimited of San Antonio Facebook page. Brenda Ons is the executive. She's the one who started all of this. Great group to be a part of. And we do have way too many people that are like, oh, you're starting a small business? You need to learn your ways on your own. And with your small business, I loved that you're there for them from beginning to end, from A to Z. And that's, I think, what really impressed me the most. So, okay, so to the businesses, you have 3 that I have here. And they work absolutely seamlessly. I love that. Okay, so let me tell you what these are. Y'all ready? A, get out of debt, which, whether you're starting a business or not, we need to do that.
Yes.
B, from purchase to profit. And then C, classes for social media presence. Super important for a small business.
Yes, it is. And what I love about San Antonio is that it is like a full collective of small businesses. And you see people who started, basically with, nothing but a dream, but they work together and they come together. So, that really resonated with me, and especially coming to Women Unlimited, because Brenda Ons has done such a wonderful job and continues to do such a wonderful job, making sure that, no women, and men, because we have Men Unlimited, are left behind in their entrepreneurial journey. With all the talks about DEI and tariffs and things that are cut, the thing is there are still resources and there are still businesses is out here that you can do, because my mom was born during the Great Depression, and they didn't have anything. But what I noticed about that era, and if we're coming into the 21st century, Katrina, which we're coming up on the 20th year anniversary, when people lose, things, trust me, everything isn't lost. When you are at ground zero, that's the time to build. So really starting from nothing, really is the best place to start, because you're starting from experience. You've seen the roadblocks, the hard knocks. You know how to go, through or around them. So this is, really this is where it begins. It begins at nothing, but you take the little somethings that you learn along the way, and you put it together, and you can build something successful. And as far as like getting out of debt, I am a debt-free coach, and my tagline, I can get you out of debt in 10 years or less. Well, I'm gonna drop the time period because everybody's journey, is different, because I won't know how long it will take you until I look at your situation. But let me say this, and this just came to mind for me this morning. Debt is not a birthright,
Right.
but we treat it like one. And first, well, let me tell you a little bit of backstory. I became a life insurance agent back in 2020 because at my current place of employment, I already made up my mind that this was going to be my last job. Just for the simple fact that I don't, I don't feel like I don't have a purpose there. What I do, you can Google. It's not a big deal. But it started because in my 20s, my mom had a stroke.
Oh.
And she ended up being transferred to Michigan to stay with family. Well, long story short, she passed away in 2008 as a result of that. And we didn't have enough money to bury her. We had a $1,500 policy. Her funeral at the time, this is just the bare basics, was $6,000. And she passed away, it was in Michigan during the winter. So her body had to be refrigerated until the ground was soft enough to bury her.
Oh, wow.
Well, that company charged the family $50 a day for every day she was there. So she passed away in November. She couldn't be buried until April.
Oh my goodness.
So that was thousands of dollars that we did not have, and already owing money that we didn't have. It just turned into a big mess. Family members stopped speaking to each other. It took, years to pay off the debt, and for something that, would cost $100, maybe a couple $100 a month, all of that could have been solved.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why I got into the insurance business, to help people, to leave a legacy and not a mess. Because it's not, debt is not a birthright.
Right. Yeah, we're born and you have debt.
Yes, and you have debt.
You die and you leave a debt.
Yeah,
so.
you leave a debt, and I'm gonna share. I'm glad you said that, because that's a secret I was gonna share. We're all going to die.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of if, because I have to catch myself saying if you die. It's when we die. You want to make sure that your family is out there. And I love San Antonio and the community. But something that irks me, because I've been, through it before, the person dies, and, you have people out there in the medians with buckets trying to raise money.
Yes.
You're having fundraisers, you're having garage sales, whatever, to pay for something that was going to happen anyway. We're all standing in line. We just don't know when it's our time. And for the price of all the streaming packages we have, you can have a policy in place that will take care of that. It's just one and done. And here's another secret: the younger you are, the less it will cost you to have a life insurance policy. So, but I'm gonna get off my soapbox, because we have to, talk about other things. But if you are in need of a policy, come and talk to me. Come and talk to me.
That's wonderful. Yes. So that's what stops a lot of people from starting their small business.
Yes.
Is the debt. So you can go to her. She'll help you with all of that and get you to a place where it would be feasible to start.
Yes.
Right? So then, because that is so insightful to be able to say, okay, you know what? I want to help somebody to create a small business, but I know this might stop you from doing it. So let me help you with that. Let's clear this up so we can start forward.
Exactly.
Right? That's very plan from A to Z. I'm telling you guys.
From A to Z. And there's a lot of, non-cost things you can do to start a business. And we'll talk about it in a little bit about social media. Social media is key, and we will get to that, because it's not as it does cost money to start a business, but there are things that you can do, on the way that can get you to where you want to be. We know before the money comes rolling in or coming in.
So talking about the debt. So what advice would you give somebody that's, besides coming to you to have that have debt but want to start a small business? What kind of advice would you give? Like, wait until all your debt is completely paid off, or could you like try and start something while you're still working on that?
Yeah, you can definitely try and start something, until, you get to that point. What you want to do is look at all the money that you have coming in, whether it be a job, any type of job, part-time job, full-time job, if you're getting alimony, child support, anything like that, little side hustles, you want to look at all the money that's coming in. And one of the things I ask, every person I speak to is to, if for 1 week, at least for 1 week, try this. Write down everything you spend that is not a necessity or, in your financial plan. I'm trying to get rid of the word budget because that implies a restraint, and then that puts you in that limited mindset. So if it's not, like if it's not rent, gas, whatever, think about the little things. The sodas at the machine, Temu, because I'm a Temushin. I am a Temushin. I think it's called Shein.
Shein, yeah.
Shein. Fiesta is coming up.
Oh, mine is a TikTok shop.
Yep. Yes, I love some good deals in there. Yeah, TikTok shop. Just little things like that. If you went to gas station just to get gas, but you bought a coffee or a soda or something, write that down, and I promise you, at the end of the week, you're gonna be like, I'm spending what?
Right.
And multiply that times 4. I'm pretty sure you will come up with at least, I said the very least, $100. But my guess is it's probably more than that, because we get in the mindset, oh, it's just this, oh, it's just that. Especially with Temu, because again, I'm gonna raise my hand. I'm guilty. They have this wonderful thing called Klarna, and what's the other one? Affirm and whatnot. And you can split it into 4 payments.
Yeah.
It's like, and that's a great thing. I mean, I'm not knocking that, but think of just add it up, add it all up, and you will be shocked. You're gonna be disgusted.
That's me.
You're gonna be resentful. Like, how dare you,
You're right.
Call me out. But I promise you will see, like, okay, I can take this and put it, towards my business, because again, I love Temu, but it's not paying me any money. I'm paying them money. They're making money off of me, not the other way around.
Yeah, because it may be $10 here. Oh, it's just $10 and $5 over here. It's just $5, and then before you know it, it's...
Yes, the 99-cent, well, they used to be the 99-cent store. The $1.25 tree, and what is it, 5 and below, they are some of the biggest, just some of the biggest devils that are out there. But, and I'm saying this in a joking manner. It's just, it adds up. Look at how it adds up.
Yeah. That I need to do that too.
Yes.
So, okay, out of the 3, so that's the get out of debt one, and you still have from purchase to profit and classes on social media. Now, when somebody comes to you, they don't have to do the whole thing. You have everything. Like, if they just want to get out of debt, you can do that.
Right.
And if you just want classes for the social media part, you can do that.
Right.
They're not obligated to do all 3.
Right. No, they're not obligated. I teach them at different times and whatnot. So you just choose what works for you. So, it's not, it's like, oh, you have to do this. Like, no. But if you want to, I'm happy to serve.
Okay, so the next one, let's talk about from purchase to profit. Now, I saw some videos of yours, and it talks about vending machines. Is that it only deals with vending machines, or what does it all entail?
I did start with vending machines first. I'm going to move it on to other things. And the reason that I came up with a vending machine was I attend other financial money mastery classes, in between time. And I would say a better word is inspired me is, we're talking about, everybody wants to be a millionaire or wants to make a lot of money. And we're always looking at, the big stuff or the things that maybe you need a degree or a certification, but we forget the little things. And I kid you not, there's a couple in my class, they are making money hand over fist selling napkins to fast food restaurants. Yeah.
What?
To fast food restaurants. I mean, you know, like Burger King, McDonald's, some of the big chains, the smaller chains. And I'm thinking, you know, napkins, you know, yeah, I'm pretty sure, you know, ladies, you open your purse and you got napkins and stuff from every restaurant or whatever you visited that week. They're making money off of that. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe not so much as in the napkins, but somehow, I don't even know why it just kind of popped up. I said, you know, well, what about, you know, vending machines? And the reason I that with napkins is because it, you know, you would have to get a contract with the company and so on. And I'm thinking of something that's, you know, that's kind of a little bit more, you know, let me try to, I said, you know what, let's think about vending machines. Because vending machines are everywhere. And the class I taught, you know, we were just really having fun with this. You know, in Japan, they have vending machines that sell live crabs. Live crabs. And now it sounds weird to us, but when you think about it, now we love H-E-B. I used to work for H-E-B. Wonderful family-owned company. Love them. But when we go to the big chain stores or whatever, we go to H-E-B, and we in our intent, okay, I'm going to go grab something for dinner. But what happens? This is on sale. Oh, there's a coupon for this.
Right.
So you end up spending more money than you would. So let's say you're having a seafood boil and you just need a crab. So on the way home in Japan, they hit the vending machine, they're taking home the crab. What they need, they're not buying all of the little extra stuff that they see. So I'm like, okay, I see the sense in it now. I don't think that will fly in San Antonio. I don't know, maybe a taco vending machine, or you know, or a margarita vending machine. Ooh, I just had an idea.
Yeah, write that down.
I'm gonna write it down. Okay, but you know, something to that effect, and so I just, you know, it's like, okay, like, you know, vending machine, because, you know, we want.
I mean, that kind of makes sense, Bonnie, because like right now they have vending machines for cars.
Exactly, yeah, Carvana. They have vending machines for eyelashes. What the trashy family, the Kardashians, the Jenner, whatever. This girl's a millionaire selling eyelashes out of a vending machine. A vending machine. And then in some clubs, like New York, California, whatever, they have a vending machine that sells like the little roll-up flats. So when those really cute high heels that you put on just the front, and they hurting your feet 20 minutes later, they have they sell those. Exactly, they sell those in the club. They sell little stuff like that, so you can vend just about anything, because overall, people pay for convenience. So whether it's a soda, you know, eyelashes, crab in Japan, that's, you know, that's money, you know, that's in your pocket. And the great thing about vending is you really don't have to have, you know, a whole lot of employees. If you guys have children, and you know they're old enough to vend a machine, then they're old enough to help you stock it. And then, and I'm not a tax expert, but you know, you can hire your children, pay them up to $12,000 a year, and write it off on your taxes. So, you know, so that's more money in your pocket and less for Uncle Sam. And I'll say this one thing again: I'm not a tax advisor. I've learned from the great Johanna Dobbins and Medina. But well, I just lost my train of thought about it. But because I'm I'm sorry, I'm kind of verbally vomiting up on you guys, but it's like I have all this stuff in my head.
No, but so the tax write-off for the
tax write-offs, you know, are insane. And I was going to say that, you know, the taxes really they're for it's more for business people than it is for a family, because they cut us off as soon as our kids hit 17, and the older they get, the less you get back in return. So I tell everybody, start a side business. I don't care if it's Mary Kay. I don't care if it's whatever. Get that tax money. Get that tax money. So, but you know, with the vending machine, it is called From Purchase to Profits, and I teach you everything that I know, because I like to learn from the mistakes of others. So you'll be learning from my experience with it. and see if this is something that you want to do.
That's fantastic. So, does that, when you teach the class, do you give them like locations of possible places, or we have to find that on our own?
I show you how to find it, and I work with a wonderful lady. Her name is Ava Webb. She is also a small business owner. As a matter of fact, she went to Japan for Christmas, and this is she was showing, they have in Japan, they have vending machines, I kid you not, as long as 410. I mean, just a little bit of, you can buy anything. Mm-hmm. And she sells refurbished vending machines, and for an additional fee, she offers a locator service. So like these new buildings and warehouses and things that are going up all over Texas, she will get in touch with them and like, hey, I see you just built this, whatever, would you be interested in having a vending machine for your employees? Mm-hmm. And the person will say, yeah, you do pay for that service. It's about $400. Now, I say that it is worth it because she's done all the hard work for you. What I will say, just make sure that that location has at least 30 employees, because let's be honest, about any business, you're not going to be a millionaire overnight. You're not even going to be $1,000 overnight. Right. But you keep building and keep learning, you will get to that goal. Mm-hmm. So so Ava Webb of AP Vending, she's awesome. As a matter of fact, people who take the first class, the second class, I'm doing a field trip to her warehouses. So the attendants can actually like put their hands on the machines, learn about it. Yeah. How to repair, when to repair, how to load and unload the machine, because that's something I would say your first 2 or 3 vending machines, you should be hands on, so you mm-hmm. can know how to, just how it all works. And then later, if you want to upgrade and go like to the brand new machines and get contracts and stuff like that, ground zero is where you learn, because I think a lot of people, and we like to throw this on the young people, but older people too, we want to start up here or up here. Right. But the real experience starts at the ground. Mm-hmm. So and what's wonderful about Ava is that she has payment plans. So if you get a machine, you can finance it most of the time with 0% interest. Oh, nice. And so you can have you can finance that machine and be making money for it until it's yours. So or using the money that you're earning from the machine until it's yours, or however you want to do it. It's it's possible, and it's it's a great business. The first time I was fooling with my machines, and I kind of bumped up against it. I'm like, well, what's going on? Well, I pulled out the little container, and I mean, it was almost full of quarters. It was almost full to the top of quarters. And you're talking about somebody excited. I was like, money! Yeah. And it also is something else I learned. Check the dollar machine, because the dollar part of it, because it's like I was leaving that out. I was watching a YouTube video because I was trying to figure out how to. My machine lights up, and somehow I managed to pull the thing that lights it up. And the guy that was talking, he was drawing on. I'm like, okay, dude, how do I fix my light? And he was kind of going through, and he pulled this. He's like, oh, he said, make sure that you have ones in here, because without the, I'm like, I bet I got ones. So I went back, and sure enough, I had a stack of ones. I was like, yes, and so I'm just thrilled. And again, I will teach you all of that, so you're not just kind of surprised, because what some people do with these refurbished machines, they forget to empty them. So you probably have money in, which I had quarters and stuff in the machine, which that was cool, but I had no idea. Mm-hmm. So some of that money could have already been there. Some of it was made. Who knows? Who cares? It's mine now.
That's funny. Okay, so what would you say are some of the misconceptions about vending machines?
The misconceptions, Again, going back to thinking that, you're going to make, thousands of dollars overnight, you're not.
And just with one machine.
Yeah, but just with one or two machines, no. That's not going to happen. It is a humble beginning, but that beginning is there to teach you how to turn that into thousands of dollars. Another thing with vending machines is, I would say, a misconception. Not so much as a misconception, but any business that you are in, please get insurance. The insurance protects your business. So do that. And even if you're an insurance agent, you want to have what they call E&O, that's errors and omissions. So if you make a mistake, and somebody says, oh, you didn't tell them all this, that, and the other, because we live in a litigious society, which is just a fancy word saying that we love to sue. You want to protect yourself. And with your machine, because even the new machines, those things can weigh anywhere between 300 to 600 pounds. So if some little person wants to try to cheat the system and try to, get stuff for free or whatever, they stick their hand in there, the hand gets cut off. And I'm just being dramatic. But if they get hurt, it's your machine, it's your responsibility. So you want to have that insurance. It is low cost, at the most, maybe $300 a year, or you can pay monthly $35-$40 a month. But you want that insurance, and I have an awesome insurance agent, Juan Castaneda. He's with me and Unlimited.
Yes, actually, I'm gonna be interviewing him like in 2 more episodes.
Oh, y'all gonna
So
love him.
I'll have, he's fantastic.
Yeah, he is my guy. So that you want to get your insurance. You want to also here's another misconception. It's not a, what's the word I'm looking for? I do call it pillow money because, a vending machine runs 24/7, but that does not excuse the fact that you do have to check on it. And what I suggest is, even if you get an older machine, invest in a card reader. Now, they cost about, I think, $300 or $400, but it's worth it, because with that machine, you will, what we call mapping. Basically, you're loading all the types of products that you have in your machine, and it will keep tabs on what you have. So, you'll check it weekly.
Yeah.
And make sure, okay, so I'm low on this, I'm low on that, this didn't happen. It just streamlines it, because we all, we live in a busy world. And like me, I still work full time, so I can't get to it every week, but I have a system that I can check on my phone or my computer that say, okay, I know I'm low, so I know I need to go re-up on this. You also want to, and I learned this lesson about your products. Your products, all your products have an expiration date. So you want to keep up on that. Here's the thing with that. When they sell stuff, they always say, it's sell by and then it's best by. So the sell by is going to tell you, okay, you can sell this until this date. And then you have the best by and say this product is good until this date. Mm-hmm. So you want to distinguish the two. You want to keep up on that, because that...
I really didn't even think about them being 2 separate things, Mm-hmm. I would have still been selling it for the Best Buy date.
Yeah, for the Best Buy date, but then you see some person, all they're gonna do is look at the date. Mm-hmm. And it's, this expired this time, and guess what? They're gonna want their money back. But you want to keep up on that. So when you're stocking your machines, keep a little checklist that say, okay, this product this date, this product that date. And you can also load it in the system, but I just like paper, because systems go down or whatever, and you have your cheat sheet there saying, okay, I know I need to be getting rid of this product, or refreshing the product.
Good, yeah. So you can have kind of like what's actually selling and what's not.
Exactly, what's moving and what's not. Because I put protein bars. I put protein bars in my machine, and they are still there. So that's another thing. But that's another thing that when you are your vending machines, what I did was I made up like let me see what I want to call it. I made up like a form for the business I was going into, or was going to have my vending machine in. And I just asked, hey, what do you guys like? And they gave me different type of products. Like you'll see these on the front of the soda machine, and so they said, okay, I like this kind of product, that kind of product, or whatever. So you want to keep your customers happy. So and I threw in the protein bars because it's my machine is in a warehouse, and so you have guys who want to stay healthy or whatever,
right?
But in that case, okay, so KYC, know your customer. Know your customer. So
good.
Yeah, protein bars and stuff, that's better fit for a vending machine at a gym than it is at a warehouse, because at a warehouse, they're looking for a snack and they're looking for something to get them, through the day, like a Monster or a Red Bull or something like that.
Energy
Drink.
That quick energy.
Big Red, stuff like that. So that's what you want to do. You want to know your customer. You want to talk. And even before you accept that location, go and talk with the owners. Really, just kind of get to know them, get to know the team. I really love the company that I work with because there are some really, sweet people, and you want to build a relationship, because when you build a relationship, you build your money. Mm-hmm. So, don't go in thinking that, I'm going to put this machine around there. Nope. Build a relationship with the people that you are going to serve. And even when you are having, like, the worst of days, you can't get there, they will, they're going to remember.
Right. That's a really good advice right there.
Yeah.
So, guys, and that's really like with any type of business. Mm-hmm. If you have somebody that comes and gives, like, let's say you have a restaurant and you have somebody that gives you the produce, mm-hmm. have a good relationship with that person. So, guys, if any of y'all would be interested in starting your small business in vending machines or to get out of debt, Bonnie is the one to get to. And then you do the classes.
Yes.
The social media classes. Now, as many of you already know, I started this channel because the social media part is hard, especially when you're starting a small business. You don't have time for this, and it keeps going to the back burner and to the back burner because you're doing what needs to be done as the face of your business, the products, if you have a brick and mortar, everything customer based, everything employee based, and social media gets later, or
pushed back.
Or I'm too scared to be on lives, or I don't know how to work the editing, and even every platform that's out there that you could potentially put in videos, it's daunting. So you help with that. What does all that entail?
Well, that entails, and by the way, I call it, Letbonniedoit, and it's kind of funny the way that it came about. I went on a cruise back in October with this wonderful group, and I met a lady by the name of Deborah, and Deborah and I, we have just, been like that since then. She is a food artisan, and she lives meatless. But she uses walnuts in the replace of meat, and I'm like, this is pretty cool. I said, I don't think that's quite my thing, but it's it's pretty cool. It's like, okay, so what are you doing? And somehow we got into, she was noticing that even when I was on vacation, I was still posting and stuff for Woosah, because it's just it's just so much fun. I love Women Unlimited. And she's like, you're always on your phone. What are you doing? I said, well, as of being an ambassador, actually the ambassador program hadn't even come up yet. I said, being a member, means that, I keep on touch with social media. And, I'm on vacation, but it's fun for me. So, the fact that I'm in, I think we were in, we were somewhere. I think it was Puerto Rico at the time. It's like, I just like doing it. She said, well, show me how to do that. And so I started showing her, and I showed her CapCut and whatnot. And she came up with the idea. She said, it's people out here like me that need your service, because I don't have time, to do all of this. So she became my first client. I do social media posts. It's called Living That Walnut Life. And yeah, it is super cool. And I do all her social media posts for Facebook. So, like when you get on social media and you see like the different, like sayings and stuff like that, this is what I do for her to help her promote her business. And, I make videos, and really, between her and Woosah, it kind of, became a thing. And part of being with Woosah is that you do have to do live videos and, whatnot. So I said, you know what? I said, I'm just going to teach a class. And Teresa Neely, another ambassador, she said, you know what? She said, what you do, she said, is worth something. She said, just go ahead and charge something. It doesn't have to be crazy. And so I was like, okay, not thinking anybody would pick up, but they did. And my tagline for that business became, if you're a person that don't like to be on social media like that, because when you ask people about that, they're like, you need to get on social media. I don't be on social media like that. So that became the tagline for it, and this is how it was born. Mm-hmm. And so I teach people to be comfortable, like what to do on the lives, how to set up, their profile so they're, appealing, because it is daunting. Social media is daunting because there's a bunch of platforms out there. And here's the thing, you don't have to be on all the platforms. Choose a platform that you're comfortable with, whether it's Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, works best for you. LinkedIn. But the more comfortable you get, the more eyes people are putting on you, and the more eyes, people are putting on your business. So, especially, with people that are older, because a lot of my people, they came in two categories. They were either too shy for social media, or they were older and didn't know how to navigate it. And that's that gap, that's
I'm both of those. I was both
I
of
would
those.
know that. I would, because we're here, and I wouldn't know that. But some people, really are. And honestly, for me, people see me on social media all the time. Really, I'm one of the biggest introverts. Honestly, I am, but I know how to, to turn it on,
right?
For when I need it, and like when I get done here, I'm gonna go have my snacks. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna get in the bed, and I'm gonna,
Yeah. My viewers already know me, so I talk about this on the very first video I ever made. If y'all remember, I'm in the car, and I'm saying that I'm gonna start this YouTube channel. I introvert, right? I don't know how to speak properly. I'm super, super shy, but I thought it was something that needed to be done.
Yes.
Right? And I love the people. And when Rusa gets together, it's a lot of people, but I'm in the background. Even with this channel, I'm still in the background, and I'm watching everybody having fun and talking. But yes, along the way you learn. And I have really bad anxiety. And so I figured, you know what, if anybody can do it, if I just need to just do it and just not think about it, and have my questions. Mm-hmm. You have your stuff there in case you're fumbling or you lose your train of thought, which I do all the time. And I talk about my anxiety, and it helps me to get over that anxiety part. So if you need help, guys, with any of that, so Bonnie has the class for you for that too.
I do. I have the class for that, and and I like to make it fun and interactive, because we're not interviewing to be Walter Cronkite. I'm showing my age. Or Oprah or Gail or anything like that. What you want to do is present yourself to people as your most authentic self, because really that is what sells, mm-hmm. just being you. So, it's okay to, if you're older, younger, whatever, really I would say at the heart, people don't really care about that. What they're looking for, is, honesty. They're looking for truth. They're looking for someone that, they see in themselves, that they can relate to. So that's what I believe that I help bring to the table, because, I'm here to serve. And I think and all of us, we are here to serve with whatever talents and resources, because I promise you, even with whatever small business that you're in, I promise you somebody, needs your service. I love Melissa Crook, and of Crown and Crook, and she does, she does our cups, she does, our I don't have it on me, but what, like our QR codes and stuff. And when she first started, she was doing the laser cut keychains, when she was with Women Unlimited, and now her business has grown leaps and bounds. She has a contract with Bexar County. She does the painting classes, she does the hat burning classes, and she hired and this was before I started doing it, but she hired somebody to handle her social media, because she's so busy. And because just again, small starts. Remember, you starting at ground zero is not a bad place to start. In the trenches, this is where you learn stuff. And she's gone from keychains to contracts to holding classes all over San Antonio. And it's awesome. It's just an awesome thing, and I love that I'm a part of this group, because Brenda, she literally takes you by the hand and say, she gives you that gentle, but not so gentle at times, push. Yeah, you're like get out there and do it. And
you can do it.
Like girl, go do this. Oh, like okay, like. Okay, you don't have time to think. You just get out there and you just do. And every once in a while, as a small business owner, you're gonna feel like nobody sees me, nobody's paying attention. Why am I doing this? And then you get that. This is what touched me. Movavi Hodge. She's a veteran. She's a travel advisor. She took my course, and she just did a video. When she thanked me, she's like, it would have been a time where somebody asked me to do a live, and I would have to go somewhere, and these are her words, throw up. And she says, Bonnie, she said, thank you. She said, I don't need my bubbles anymore. So, because part of my class, I give everybody bubbles, and because what do you do before you blow a bubble? You let it out. And it's like anytime you're feeling nervous before a video, a live or anything, I said, get your wand out and blow out your bubbles. And she said that she didn't need it anymore. And man, if you see Movavi Hodge, she goes by Nova, but Movavi Hodge, I mean, it's like, wow. It's wow. So it does help. You don't have to start that way. You don't have to be born with it. It's a skill.
Right.
You can learn.
Yes. It's like, oh, those people are like actors, or they've been trained to be, on the social media, and everything looks so perfect, but it doesn't have to be that way.
No,
it doesn't. I've noticed, like, my channel is not, I don't have 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully, right now. Go subscribe real quick.
Yeah, go subscribe.
But as you can see, I'm where the person I'm interviewing is at. It's like their place of business, their office, or their home, wherever they do their work. So it's not like I didn't want to come off that way. So if you don't want to come off that way where everything is perfect, it's a studio set, you don't need that studio set.
No.
And that's a big misconception about having these commercials and everything. Well, not commercials, but the videos that you upload about your business. It doesn't have to be perfect. As long as you're real, like even with a little bloopers in there.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah,
People like
you
that.
you just be you, and that's one thing I kept stressing, with my class, even when we had the grand opening. I'm like, just people want to see, real stuff. We, for years we've been just inundated with, you have to look this way, you have to talk this way, you have to do this. I also, one of my biggest heroes, and I'm pretty sure she's on everybody's list, is Oprah, because I remember being a teenager, seeing her show for the first time, and here she is. She was everything that a news anchor, wasn't supposed to be back then. She wasn't white, she wasn't blonde, she wasn't blue-eyed. She was an African-American woman, African-American features, and I loved it, African-American, that thick hair, because I had really thick hair that I didn't learn to appreciate until years later. But the thing is, it's like I looked at her and I saw myself. And, and that, that put something in me, if someone like her can do it, then then I can do it. And that's, what it is. We have another, famous Texan here, Brene Brown. She is the champion, of living an authentic life and being yourself, because that's where it's, be yourself. Everybody else is taken.
Be yourself.
I promise you are more than enough. So let's get to the real stuff. And you don't need hundreds of thousands of dollars to shoot a fancy commercial. Now all you need is a camera, and people have gone viral, made millions. They've gone from ground zero, to up here. So it's a big force. So don't be intimidated by social media. Again, if you're uncomfortable, if you ain't on social media like that, I will help you, get there. I'll help you get there.
Yes. So, guys, didn't I tell you this was going to be great? So I love that you lift people up in small business. So how can we get a hold of you?
Well, you can find me, of course, on Facebook. I'm just Bonnie A.Harris. About my social media and vending classes, I'm on Facebook. It's Letbonniedoit. Which actually I'm kind of breaking a little bit of my own rules. When you have social media tags, they should all be the same, but I just had to switch that one. But you can also message me on Facebook, or you can text me. Please text me first, so I know it's not somebody trying to sell me solar panels. My number is 210-993 8643. So just text me first. Say, hey, I saw you on 210 with YouTube channel with Lydia, and I want to talk to you about whatever it is. And then I have one other thing I like to share with the audience. I'm a big believer in gratitude, and I believe when you are thankful for the things that you already have, then it will increase your territory. And I learned this from Tasha Chin. She's a wonderful spiritual teacher and whatever. And it inspired me to create my own journal. So I have this journal called 90 Days of Gratitude. It's a woman's journey to joy. Also, I do have one that's just more general. It is woman gear, but I promise you I'm going to make it more general for you guys. But this is a 90-day journey that I am launching. And what you do is you get up. I would say you take about at least 10 minutes in the morning. Right after you get up, get some quiet time. And you want to think about 3 things that you're grateful for. You're going to write them down. You're going to look at, how, like, if you make choices for today's healthy choices. And then I want you to reflect. And that could be in the morning or in the evening, but how did you take care of yourself today? This is going to put you in the space of gratitude. And when you're living from that space, it's like almost everything that's causing you anxiety, thinking that you don't have enough, it just, to me, it obliterates it. It just puts it out the way. I mean, because really the way to more, and it's a hard lesson that I finally got like over a year ago. the way to more is to be thankful for what you have right now. And gratitude is a business strategy. So if you're interested, you can reach out to me. I do have these journals. As a matter of fact, this Saturday, I'm going to be at the brunch spot. I do have a few seats left. The donation is $20. Brunch is not included, but the prices there are really reasonable. And every $20 I collect, I'm donating $5 to Women Unlimited. So it's for a worthy cause. You are supporting a small business, and you're going to get a great journal.
Nice. Okay. All right. So for everybody out there, okay, so the get out of debt. Okay, you don't have to be starting your business for that either. If you just want to get out of debt, but you can get a hold of Bonnie. From purchase to profit, that would be for the vending machines to start that business. If you want to start that way, Bonnie will help you with that, with classes and the connections that you're going to need. That's something to think about if you want to start a business. And then the classes for social media. You don't have to be vending, right, to that business to do the classes.
Right.
If you already have a small business or you just want to get better at your social media, you can get a hold of Bonnie for that as well. Each one is a separate thing, so you don't have to take all those all together if you're not interested. And as always, to get a hold of her and all her information, I will have it down at the description box below. And I'm going to be putting her phone number right here on the screen for you, so you can jot it down and message her first.
Yes, please send me first.
And then let her know which one you're interested in about, and get a hold of her for all of that. Okay, guys? So, thank you, Bonnie, for all that information. That was amazing. Thank you.
And you know something? I want to give you this journal as a gift.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And what I'll do is I'll invite you because we're all going to do this together at the same time. So I will invite you to the messenger chat and just to go on this 90-day journey with us.
Nice, thank you. And look, it's like Gusa colors. This is our colors for the group. Okay, guys, so thank you so much also for staying to the end of the video. I hope y'all had a great episode and marked everything down. If not, just rewind it.
Yes.
And make sure you get everything down. Okay, so the important information I wanted to share with all of you is this. I do not charge for any of this to any small business. So if you have a small business and would like to be on my YouTube channel, please go ahead and email me at smallbizspotlight210@gmail.com. Okay, and also, since I don't charge for this, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. The more subscribers I get, the more these videos go out there to everybody and get their name out, their business out there, more viewers, more traffic for them. Okay, guys, so that helps me a lot. Please also share my YouTube channel. Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. And remember that remember the candle? It doesn't lose light by lighting another candle.
Yes. So sharing is caring, please, because I do need the traffic for that as well. And also the next important information, next episode is going to be Kayla Holloway of Holloway Health and Life Benefits. So that's another really important one, because we do need to have those benefits really do come in handy, and Kayla has a whole business around that. So please join me next for the next episode where I'll have her. So go ahead and please like, subscribe, and share. And also, please have a great Thursday. Have a great weekend. Get a hold of my friend Bonnie and watch all my videos. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Y'all have a good one. Bye.
Happy